time of year again. Let's see, today is August 25th, 26th, something like that. Generally this time of year I'd be walking out in the woods to pull cameras, but Iowa on public land they haven't outlawed cameras on public land, but now you have to pull them every day. So they pretty much outlawed cameras on public land. I don't know who's going to plant a camera and then go back in and set it again and pull it every day. It's not what cameras are for. So usually I'd have some kind of study about what was going on in the woods this time of year, but I don't. Not only that, but this year's been kind of crazy for me. Usually in the spring I'd have done some spring scouting and shed hunting. I didn't. I was busy doing something else, new relationship, new job, all kinds of things like that. Really, I'll start at the beginning. I sustained a really bad back injury. It actually happened a couple of years ago and it's progressively gotten worse. And then early spring, it flared its head and it's still lingering. Still trying to avoid back surgery, so that kind of leads me into how I'm going to attack this season. The season's a little different for me. Again, new job after 7 years of working for a company. I changed to a new job, so I spend most of the summer training, traveling a lot. So I feel like I'm scrambling, getting ready. And I guess this video is kind of me kind of recalibrating in my head how my season's going to look. I thought it'd be kind of cool to kind of list my goals and then come back at the end of the season and see how it panned out. So that's kind of where we're headed. I'm going to try to start getting more permission. My new job, luckily, I'm selling windows and doors for Pella Windows instead of tools for Harbor Freight, which means I travel around and I talk to a lot of farmers. I've only been on the job doing sales calls for 10 days and I've already got permission on 800 acres, so that's pretty cool. That might play in my advantage, and maybe I can plant some cameras there and figure out what's going on, do some recon and walk onto that piece. So I might be getting off of public land a little bit. Again, with my back the way it is, I don't know how much I'll be in trees. Hanging from a tree sometimes, especially in a saddle or even on a stand on long sits, can be painful. I'm going to be on the ground doing a little bit more spot and stalk. I'll have to move slowly. I'll have to limp slowly. It's not that bad, but it's pretty bad. Coming to our equipment, one thing that I am going to say is when I do sit a tree, I think I'm going to go to this Eberhard signature saddle. I used to run a single panel saddle because it was light and easy to carry and easy to walk in with. I could wear it in. This saddle isn't quite that easy, but I can throw it in a pack. The great thing about this is it's got two panels. I can get one higher up on my back, which allows me to sit a little bit more like a recliner style. I think it'll save my back in the tree. It allows a little bit more adjustability should my back start to flare up. One of my main goals is to get through this season, kill a couple deer, and walk out of it without sustaining any further damage to my back. So that's key number one, because without my back, I can't work. You know what I mean? But bow hunting is very important to me. So if I can't bow hunt, you might as well kill me now. You know, all jokes aside. Double panel saddle, Eberhard Signature Series from Tethered. I bought it a couple years ago. I've played with it. I like it. It's comfortable. The only thing I didn't like about it is I couldn't wear it in. But again, you can roll it up. I can throw it in my pack with my ropes and climb that way. I think it'll be a lot better than this single panel saddle, which can be kind of uncomfortable. And then that leads me to one of my main goals for this season. I say it year after year after year after year, but I'm going to kill a big buck with this thing right here. I've been a compound shooter forever. I've dabbled with this. I've sent a couple arrows at deer with this, but I want to kill a big buck in Iowa with a recurve bow. If I'm going to be on the ground, I think it's going to play to my advantage. It's quick draw, quick snap shoot. I'm an instinctive shooter, so I mean I don't worry about gaps. I'm going to send it. Also, in the last 5 years, the last 5 deer, I should say, I have not shot outside of 12 yards. So I mean, really, compound feels like overkill in those situations. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get it done with the recurve this year. My goal is to make sure that and sometimes I will back out of shooting the recurve. I like being able to shoot out to 40 with my compound bows. So they will get in the woods, I'm sure, but I'm going to try to not chicken out. And I'm going to walk in the woods with the stick bow. On the stick bow, it is a Black Panther Bear. It is 45 pounds at 28 inches. The arrow that I'm sending on it is a, I weighed them earlier, 628 grain Beeman arrow. It's 29 inches. I've got 50 grains of brass and 145 grain broadhead or field point on this one. But the broadhead I'll be shooting it's actually a bear paw German Jaeger. If you see that, but it's a 2-blade. It's actually basically German Kinetic stopped making them. German Kinetic made the German Kinetic broadhead and then the Silver Flame. A lot of the guys from Whitetail Adrenaline shoot the Silver Flame. It's a 2-inch cut. Seems like a lot of cut to me. But 145 grains. My girlfriend has also showed some interest in maybe trying to get in the tree this year. She's 5'2", She's got a very small draw, very low poundage. So I've got her some 125 grain German kinetics coming to strap on the end of her arrows. A little less drag, a little better penetration. That should help her out. So one of my goals is to also get her in a tree or on the ground with me and get her a shot of the deer, any deer. I think that'd be super cool. So again, German kinetic broadhead, 145 grains on a 625 grain arrow. Also the other bow that I'm going to shoot this year, that recurve out of the way, is the Species. I've got it back down to 55 pounds. Drawing the bow sometimes, depending on, some days my back feels like 100%. Some days it feels 20%. I've noticed that when I shoot the 55 pound bow, it doesn't put as much strain on my lower back. I mean, drawing back muscles. 70 pound bows might be over for me, but I'm shooting this very accurately, and I always have. I've always liked the Species. I've had the Adapt as well. Shot those bows very well. They're very easy to tune with the single cam on top. Yeah, 55 pounds. It's very fitting. It's got a pink string on it. I kind of like that since I'm lower in poundage. Maybe I'm not as strong as I used to be in my old age. I think it's kind of cool with the pink string. But on that bow, I am running an Easton Aftermath, a little bit lighter arrow because of the lower poundage. I tried a heavier arrow. The trajectory was a little bit too much. So the Aftermath is running at 480 grains. The broadhead that I'm going to run on those is the tried and true 4-blade from Exact. Shameless plug. I'm going to run that on that bow. I doubt I'm going to run the 3-blade on that bow. But they do have a new 3-blade from Exact. It's called the Exact 2.0. Sweet broadhead. I've got some complaints that they are not sharp out of the package. I ran these over a stone for about 20 seconds. All you gotta do is run them flat, run them over a stone, bang, super sharp. So 4-blade on the Aftermath for sure, out of the 55 pound Species. Should my back by rut feel the way it's supposed to, then we bring out the Defiant. We bring out the big gun. It is 65 pounds. I've killed quite a few deer with this. Killed my big buck last year, or no, I'm sorry, the year before, and my buck last year with it. Love this bow. This bow was actually taken out of a junk pile at Austin's old bow shop. It looked like absolute garbage when we got it, and my man put it together for me, stripped it down to bare metal, had it basically repowder coated like you would an AR-15. This bow is my baby. It's my Cadillac. But 65 pounds. Some days no problem. Some days a little painful. But off of that bow, I will shoot the Easton 6.5. It's a match grade arrow. It's running real heavy. It's running at 550 grains even. 550 on that one. On that one, I will shoot the 3-blade off of it. 4 blades penetrate a little bit better. You're cutting on 2 planes instead of 3 planes. A lot of people say there's more drag on a 4-blade. I don't believe that. There's a reason that the splitting maul is either this way, or a single wedge, or this way. You start putting wedges on it and fins on it, you're splitting 3 different directions on 3 different axes. That's my opinion. You can take it how you want. I heard Jared explain that to me at a trade show when I was talking to the boys from Whitetail Adrenaline, and I bought into it. I believe that's, I mean, you look at a splitting maul, it's like this, right? So I love a 4-blade, but I do want to check out the 3-blade. The great thing about the new 3-blade from Exact is it's all one piece. It's, I hate to compare it to another broadhead, but you're going to have to. It's got the blade over shaft kind of technology like a QAD does, and then it's kind of your Montech or your G5 M3 kind of all steel construction, and you can get them super sharp on a sharpening stone because they're all stainless steel. I dig those. So again, my goals this year: don't ruin my back any further. My back's important to me. I want to kill a recurve buck really bad. So to be honest with you, man, 110-inch deer walks in front of you with a recurve, it's getting shot right here, right now. I don't care. I'm gonna send it. Also, get my girl a shot. I think that'd be sweet. She's kind of seemed interested. She's laying around watching bow hunting videos with me, and she doesn't seem annoyed by it. So that'd be kind of cool to get her behind the bow and see what happens there. Also, the last thing I want to do is, I've done these videos. I've had some successful hunt videos, but I've never got the shot on camera. I don't know if you've ever tried to self-film, but it is an absolute nightmare sometimes. Plus, I don't want to carry as much gear in. I won't be running my lone wolf with my heavy sticks anymore, at least not this season, just because it's too much on my back and going that deep in. I'm going to have my saddle and a set of sticks, and that's it. And I don't want to add a bunch of camera gear. So I've shot a lot of this with my phone. Most of what you guys have seen is with my phone. I've got some with my DSLR camera, but it just seems like overkill. I know a lot of guys that film for YouTube generally use their phones. Cool thing is now I got 2 phones. My company pays for a second phone, so I've got a single camera or a single angle here, and then I've got a secondary angle here, which is kind of cool. And then also I've got this light action camera. Basically, it's just a plug and play. So I've got a third angle should I need it. But my idea here is I'm going to run the phone obviously on the mount that it's on here in the tree, and then I've got this. I believe it's called Painted Arrow. Painted Arrow makes these. You can get them on THP's website, but you can also go to Painted Arrow's website. It mounts on your stabilizer on your bow, and then the camera mounts to it. So now I've got the actual shot angle. So I've got angle in tree, interviews, me drawing my bow, whatever. I can use it for all my B-roll and that type of stuff. But when it's time, this will be mounted to my phone. Click, on, run. It's got the shot. Now I got the shot on camera. It's really important to me. I want to get a shot on camera this year. Again, I feel like I'm scrambling to get this season ready. Just haven't had as much time. My son lives with me full time now, which is a great trade. I'll trade deer season every year for my son living with me full time. But he's playing football, so running him to and from practice, running the Davenport for training, making sure that my girl and her girls get enough time. It's kind of shrunk down what I'm able to do in the woods. But I'm going to go off prior knowledge. I'm going to read hot sign. Honestly, running those cameras, I don't know that I've ever killed a buck that I've gotten on camera. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't, but I don't think I have. It's just fun to be in the woods, and I just didn't have as much time this year. So here in the next couple weeks, I will probably go to a couple permission pieces and hang a couple cameras, and then check them in October when I go in. But that's going to be about it. So looking forward to this season. I don't know how much time I'll get in the woods, but again, I will be carrying a stick bow when we start. I promise you that. Anyway, we'll double back at the end of the season and see how it looks. Follow along if you want to. The great thing about these videos is I'm not doing it for clicks and views. I'm doing it for myself. It's really cool to have a video journal of my hunts. I can look back on them. I mean, when my back finally completely shits out again, I got to shoot a crossbow. I can look back to when I was an actual bow hunter. Jokes, right? But no, it's cool to have that video log, and I'm ready for this season. I need it. I need to get out in the woods and shut the world off. So follow along and see what happens. Thanks for watching.